I would say that Ursus definitely has a personality. It's one of the few places where we can really never know what's going to happen. We found Ursus about a year ago now, in November, I believe, but the very first time we couldn't dive it. And we came back 2 months after, and that was way beyond expectations. The first time we went down there, really, I thought, what the hell are we doing here? We couldn't see anything. It was like silty slope going down and down and down and down with no place to tie off. And when it finally cleared up at a very interesting and surprising depth of 24 meters, it kept going down in saltwater. I think that was like one of the most exciting scouting exploration dive I've ever done. I think Ursus is a challenging dive because of the logistics it involves to go there, the money it involves, the time. We had to use this tiny dinghy that is not really fit for even like probably one person. So we had to put 3 persons on it, plus 4 tanks, plus dive equipment. And then we had to go through the mangrove, pulling ourselves through the branches, putting our heads down to avoid big branches fallen on the way. So it felt like navigating on a nutshell, literally, over a big lagoon. So one day, at the end of the dive, excited after a very good exploration dive, the wind had picked up on our nutshell, making it very difficult to cross the lagoon again. So I just ended up clipping one of the DPVs to my crotch, and they tied a rope to my butt D-ring, and I pulled the entire dinghy with the people on top back to the other shore and back to the car, and we didn't have to sleep there. Pulling the boat was actually really fun. That was a bit hard on the crotch at the end though. We have no idea if we're going to be able to dive every time we go there. We have seen it changing so many times, from last time crystal clear still water in incredible big passages to some incredibly siphoning water with a half-foot visibility, which really didn't allow us to dive for safety reasons. We jumped in the water planning for 4 tanks each, scooter, deco tanks. I started to drop down our permanent line, and I was literally like sucked in the cave by a crazy siphon. I couldn't see Nat, and I was just like drifting in the cave because of the inflow with half-foot visibility. So that was a scary experience. We found each other at 20 feet of depth in the entrance. We clenched our fist and thumb up into the face to be able to communicate, and we just swam out laughing that was definitely not good conditions to start an exploration dive.
Oh god, that was scary. Fucking scary.
You know when people like envision that cave diving is scary and you're gonna die, and they have this terror of cave diving? This is what they're thinking about.
To go and pee and float in the mangroves. That's what we do. That's where we spend our money.
This is what a failed exploration dive looks like. Dive gear strewn about, cameras floating on the water. Vince isn't even hungry yet.
Right now, I would say that we can dive and explore Ursus when Ursus wants us to be exploring there.
3 inches down on the roots is a pretty big deal. So when it looks like this, no diving.
We did probably 5 or 6 exploration dives right now at Ursus, maybe a few more, 7 or 8. And the very end of line was ending in a tube that Nitrox was not really allowing us to explore because we were right at the max depth of the mix. So we came back last time with Nat and with very light trimix, and we had this phreatic dissolution tube that just opened, winded out into this massive decorated, flattish, beautiful room. It keeps going down to 36, 37 meters of depth I ended up in a dead end, but then I noticed in a small crack some ripples on the bottom, so I took another lead. We were pretty limited by time and decompression already. And I cut the line at front of a vertical crack with massive ripples on the bottom that shows water flow, so that's probably where the main passage keeps going. I think there is so much more to explore, and the last dive we did there with crystal clear water and perfect condition in the saltwater passages, we noticed there were massive leads we had not seen because of the hydrogen sulfide on some other dives. We found some other big leads that look really promising very close to the entrance, and as long as all of them open on some more passages, I think it's going to be an ongoing, non-stopping exploration project for at least a long time, probably a few years.